A community meeting was held in Highlands, and the purpose of that meeting was to have a conversation and discuss how the election of county commissioners and the formation of districts take place. This is an important issue that is under review now here in Macon County. I've asked Amy Patterson, who did a presentation on possible redistricting and the election of commissioners, to do a PowerPoint presentation that summarizes her presentation on Tuesday night. I encourage everyone to look at this PowerPoint presentation, and I hope that we will, as a community, continue to discuss the possibilities and the way we elect county commissioners. I think that it is important that the people of Macon County are involved in this decision that will be implemented by the Macon County Commissioners.
Today we want to talk about how we elect our county commissioners in Macon County, and we're going to talk about how we do it now, and we're going to talk about ways that we might want to change it. Right now we have 3 districts, 5 commissioners, and countywide voting. The system was put in place 50 years ago, so maybe it's time we ought to look at it again. So I always like to start with what is our goal. I would say our goal is good representative local government that is as close and accountable to the people as possible. So just for your information, the way that we do this, both the structure and the system of voting, comes from the North Carolina General Statutes 153A-58. And the structure is how the districts are formed, and that could be under this section right here, which talks about dividing it up into equal population districts. But the system that we use is whether we do a at-large voting, which means that everybody in the county votes for every seat, or if we do the voting by pure district voting, which means that only the people of the district vote for and elect their representative from that district. So when we think about it, first we need to think about Macon County as a whole. And as you can see from this map here, Macon County has a lot of national forest land. As a matter of fact, about 46% of it is Macon County, is national forest. And that's the green areas that you see there. And you can tell that those places don't have a lot of population. If you look at where our population densities, you can see the big wide areas are actually where the national forest is. So most of our population is distributed not uniformly, but simply in the center of this county. And then this area down here, which is the Highlands area here. If we overlay those maps, as you can see, that the population is pretty much in the center of the county, and we have areas that don't have a lot of population. So we have a very unevenly distributed population in areas of the county that have a lot of less population. So 50 years ago, when we first divided the county up into districts, it was done so that the less populated areas of the county would be sure to have representation. As you can see, this western and northwestern part is District 3, an area that has a lot of national forests and very little population, and District 1, which is down in the southeastern part, which has, again, a lot of national forest and little population. But the populations were divided such that a fifth of the population is in District 3, a fifth of it is in District 1, and then 3/5 of it is in District 2, which means that one representative would be from District 3, one representative would be from District 1, and 3 representatives would be from District 2, as per needed to be done because of the state law. So the way this was done back in 1978 was that when they divided this up, was they made sure that they divided it such that the less populated areas of the county would have representation. And so they did it as residency districts, which means that the representative had to come from that district, like District 1, District 3, but they were voted on by the entire county. So this disparity in where the population is means that even though your representative from District 1 or District 3 had to live in those districts, they were actually never be elected by just the people of those districts. They were at the mercy of what the folks of District 2 wanted. And so you don't actually have a District 1 or a District 3 representative that is elected by the people of District 1 and District 3. And that's the at-large voting, and that's what we want to talk about today. So we could redistrict and we could change our voting options. So the voting option to change would be from going from at-large to district-only voting, or what's called pure district voting. And about 39 of the 100 counties in North Carolina actually vote with pure districts. And then we'd have to, if we do to go to that, then we would have to change our districting a little bit, simply because we need to be make sure that every 20% of the population is a constituency that votes for one of the 5 county commissioners. One proposal that it's favored by one of our county commissioners would be to divide the county into 3 districts and have 2 at-large, meaning that there would be a representative from each district that resided in the district, and then 2 more county commissioners who could reside anywhere in the district, but all of them would be elected at large. If we did that, then because we have 1 in each district, the districts would have to be fairly close in proportional population, which means 3 districts, 100% of the population, 33% of the population. So what would happen is District 1, as we have it now, okay, would have to take in Smithfield precinct to be able to come up to about 33% of the population. As you can see from the pie chart, it would be about 31% of the population. District 3 would have to take in, including the original Cartooga, Nantahala, Burningtown, Cowee, would have to take in Iola and Mill Shoals to come up to 33% of the population. And that is actually 33% of the population. And then District 2, which used to be this big one in the middle here, would be lessened to the point where it would have North Franklin, South Franklin, East Franklin, and Union to be about 36% of the population. So what would happen is, and then 2 more county commissioners would be elected at large and could live anywhere in the county. So one of the problems I see with this is because we have gone from 20% of the population, we've increased both District 1 and District 3 by 60%, then we have negated the original reason for dividing the county into districts, which was to allow places with less population to be represented. Now we have 33% of the population, and so we've taken in all of Smithbridge into District 1, and that is the most population. So the likelihood that we would actually be represented in the part of District 1 that is less populated is again been diminished. In the same way with District 3. They would take in both Iola and Mill Shoals up here in this northern area up here, okay, and basically what would happen is we no longer have representation from the less populated areas. The populations that would be electing them would be these heavy populations in the area here. So all our representatives may actually come from this center part of the county and no longer be distributed throughout the county. The other problem is that right now we have, or originally what we would have is a representative from each district. Now you may have one district that is overrepresented because the 2 at large might come from one district compared to the other. So District 2, which is still only 33% of the population, might have 3 county commissioners. The one from the district elected as someone who lives in the district, and then the 2 at-large ones that could live anywhere in the county may also come from District 2. So suddenly you have less representation in District 3 and District 1 and more representation in District 2. Could happen the same way at District 1. District 1 could have their normal 1 representative and then get the 2 at-large ones, and suddenly District 1 is overrepresented. So this situation, or the 3-2 model, can really skew where your representation comes from. A proposal that we like better is to have 5 districts, okay, and pure voting in each district. In other words, pure district voting, meaning that only the district itself votes for who their representative is. In this way, the people of the district actually control who's going to be their representative. It's not controlled by the other 80% of the 4 other districts. It's controlled by the single district in which the commissioner lives and is elected by that district. It would be a fairly simple process to just take District 2, which is, if you remember, originally was 62% of the population, and divide it into 3 districts of about 20% of the population of each one. That way, every district has about 20% of the population. So the constituency sizes are the same, but they're all the smallest constituencies that we can get, so that the representation is closer to the people than it would be in any other scenario. So you would take District 2, okay, and then you would divide this into and I've just arbitrarily put these districts in here. District 2 would be Iola, North Franklin, and South Franklin. District 4 might be Mill Shoals and East Franklin. And District 5 might be Smithbridge and Union. And what that does, as I said, is gives us smaller constituencies, makes the representative for each district be more accountable to the district, because they are elected by them and them alone. And so if you did not like what they were doing, you would have an opportunity to vote against them in the next election. But everybody would then be able to say that they had their own representative. They know who to call, there's accountability. So generally overall, if we went to pure district voting, the commissioner that is elected from each district would be accountable to those folks, okay? Each district in the part of the county is important to the county itself. When they're making decisions on allocation of funds and where the money goes and where the services go, everybody needs to have their say from all over the district. It shouldn't be controlled by just where the population is. If we do the pure district voting, then no district will be told by the rest of the county who their representative will be. Every area of the county will be represented by a commissioner of that district's choosing. This brings the county government closer to the citizens by creating smaller constituencies, greater representative accountability, better constituency services, and ultimately get better governance. The final proposal would be the one that we recommend, because that would allow the members of each district to actually elect their own representative. So that would be 5 districts for 5 seats on the council, and everybody would elect their own representative.